Hi there, this is Love Johar. Thank you so much for tuning into this video and thank you so much for watching this channel. Very important interview concept that we will discuss today. Difference between authentication, authorization. What is the difference? What is the definition? What is the purpose? What is the objective? What is the aim? What is the process? And what is the associated risk? A very important interview question, especially for freshers who are opting for cybersecurity risk analyst position or any sort of cybersecurity initial level roles. So please watch carefully. Thank you so much for watching. Any questions, please ask in the comment section. Thank you. Two very closely related terms, if we see authentication and authorization. Many people get confused here in terms of understanding what is the key difference between them. So in this video we will understand it in detail, what is the difference between authentication and authorization. So authentication is basically validating your identity. Okay, let's say you are authenticating to a portal, to a web portal, to a e-commerce website, to a banking system. The way that you are authenticating is called as authentication. Okay, authentication could be due to different factors like two-factor authentication. You can have biometric authentication as well. There are different sort of authentication these days. You can put in OTP as well for authentication. So this is what you understand by authentication. But what is authorization now? Okay, so once you have authenticated, okay, then comes authorization. So the process of providing or refusing access to resources or actions based on that identity. So let's say you have certain rights, you have certain permissions to the e-commerce website or to the banking portal that you have. So the level of access, the level of permissions that you have are defined by authorization. Okay, what level of access do you have? What sort of accounts can you see? What sort of e-commerce portals you can see? Any sort of permissions that you have are limited by the authorization concept. Okay, so whether you will even get the access or not to what you are authenticating for, again that also depends on authorization, whether you are authorized to see that particular web page or not, or access that particular portal or not. Okay, so that depends upon authorization. So purpose is very easy to understand now since we have got the basics. Authentication ensures that exclusive authorized users, only who are authorized, can access a specific resource or execute a particular action. And what determines this? Authorization determines this, because authorization now specifies the level of access rights or permissions which are granted to users or systems for accessing resources or performing certain actions. Okay, following authentication. Okay, it clearly states that it comes after authentication. Okay, so make sure you understand that. Then you have objective. So the objective of authentication is to confirm a user's or system identity. Is very easy, just to validate who you say who you are. You need to have an objective in place. So objective is to confirm your identity for authentication. Okay, and authorization basically ensures that whatever level of access that you have to the sensitive data or any sort of process or any sort of web pages or any sort of actions that you are trying to perform as a authenticated user is defined based on your permissions and access rights, based on the privilege that you have. So this is being controlled by authorization. Now what is the aim? Authentication basically focuses on the identity of the user, just to validate the identity, whether the user who he says is actually the user who he is actually. Okay, and authorization focuses on the user's access rights, whether what your user is trying to access, whether he's should be given access to those uh, you know web pages, or those portals, or the database that he's requesting access to, whether that can be accessed, the access should be given or not. That is defined by authorization. Okay, So process is authentication typically involves providing credentials like username and password, such as a username and password and a security token. Nowadays you have OTPs. You simply enter the OTP as well as a multi-factor authentication to authenticate. Authorization basically ensures that you assign correct level of permissions or access levels to the authorized users, or based upon their roles and responsibilities. For example, if you are a banking consumer, okay, and you are accessing your bank, let's say for example ICICI Bank. So the level of details, the level of uh, you know uh, information that you will get will only be limited to your account only. However, if somebody who is working inside ICICI, and let's say somebody who is actually managing their entire cash department or finance department within ICICI, that particular individual would have much more level of access and permissions than your account. Okay, even the portal might be different to what you log in or that person logs in. So here you see the banking is the same, the ICICI website is the same. However, based upon your roles, based upon your responsibilities, now your authorization is different. Okay, so here the differentiation between these two individuals is performed by authorization concept. Okay, I hope this stays with you, this example. Then the risk of authentication is that unauthorized user may gain access to a system. For example, if there is a fake authentication, then unauthorized user can gain access to a system. There's a clear risk if authentication is not validated properly, then anybody can access the system. And the risk of authorization is that an authorized user may misuse their access or privileges that have been granted. Okay, so I hope this video makes sense. Again, any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to ask any other questions related to this topic as well. If you are going for any interviews, cybersecurity interviews, any questions that you are not able to find answers to, I would be more than happy to help you and assist you in the interview process. This is Love Johar. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you, and keep watching these videos and keep spreading these to your friends as well, and help me grow this channel. Thank you.